What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another YouTube video. What a shocker. 2 videos in a week. How about that? I'm on a roll. Whereas I used to make content all the time, it seems like I've become less and less frequent. But this was a topic that really kind of caught my attention and got me thinking, and it's really along the same lines of what I've been thinking for a while. Well, what am I talking about? You probably already know from the title. I'm talking about the fact that Tears of the Kingdom is likely to be the last major release for the Nintendo Switch, which I'm okay with, in case you couldn't tell. Because not only, one, I've been talking about a next generation Switch coming out for a while because, the Switch is great. I still play some great games on it. I think just a month ago, played The Last Campfire on it. It was a really fun game. I really enjoyed playing it, but it is showing its age for certain games. I mean, let's face it, there are some games that just don't run as well as I think as they should. Now, that could easily be the developer. I know that some developers don't care, and they just put the game on there to put the game on there, and others take the time to put some really magnificent capabilities of their games into the console, But considering the fact that we're, in the 7th year now of the Switch, and I think the processor that's inside of it, the Integra chip that's inside of there, I think it was like 2 years old when it came out. So we're looking at almost a decade-old technology already in the Switch. So, and again, I think it's done marvelous stuff. Very capable stuff. That's Nintendo style, taking a technology and going lateral with it. I've talked about it before in other videos. I'm not going to go into context about it here. But I wouldn't be surprised because that's kind of been the pattern. Like with the Wii, we got Twilight Princess, and then we got Skyward Sword, and then that was it. With the Wii U, we got 2 ports, and then we got Breath of the Wild, which really I consider to be a Switch game, even though it was originally a Wii U game, and I know that Twilight Princess was the same thing too. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same thing, where either Tears of the Kingdom is a cross-gen game or it's basically the last for the Switch. And if you think about it, we don't have a whole lot left. Now, maybe the February Direct, if we get one, whatever the next Direct is, maybe that will change things. Maybe we'll get all kinds of games announced. But just like I talked about in my last video about how Nintendo's not going to be at E3, one of the big rumors, the reason why they won't be at E3 is because they don't have enough to show. They don't have any big major releases to show. Like, they don't have a Mario. They don't have a Metroid. They don't have enough that they feel confident to rent the showcase floor for. Now, that could easily just be speculation, but there have been 2 sources that have stated that. And I don't know. It's probably just Nintendo blowing some smoke because they like to do their own digital events. But even if that is the case, that means that Tears of the Kingdom would be the last major game to come out. Now, that all depends upon how you look at it, because some people might consider the Advance Wars reboot to be a major game. Some people might consider Pikmin 4 to be a major game. There might be some people that might be looking forward to any GameCube remasters that are supposedly floating around the rumor mill that they're going to be coming out with. I mean, if we had the Twilight Princess and the Wind Waker HD ports to the Switch, I think they would sell well. But they're not multi-million-dollar sellers like Zelda is. Like, Breath of the Wild sold a lot. I don't have the exact numbers, but it sold a lot. So did Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing. Those games sold a lot. Those are the big system sellers. The Mario Karts, the Smash Brothers, we're all past that. And all we have left is maybe Metroid Prime 4, but at this point, I've already discussed it in the past, I think that's a next-gen title. It might even be vaporware. It might not even really exist. because until I see some actual gameplay, even a teaser trailer, I'm not going to believe that, but I'm not going to go into that here because, let's face it, other games that were announced have come out, but that's not for this video. I do want to know what you guys think, though. Do you think that we're in the last year of the Switch? I think we are. If not, we're pretty darn close. I think that just because, I stated this before last year also, we don't really know what Nintendo's got slated for the second half of this year. You know, like, okay, we got a nice surprise with the new Bayonetta game. I'm very interested in playing that prequel. And of course, I am also very excited for Tears of the Kingdom. But then after Tears of the Kingdom, what do we have? Pikmin 4? I don't know if we have an official date on that yet. I haven't really kept up to date on it. I'm not a Pikmin fan, and I do apologize to people that are Pikmin fans out there if that offends you, but I'm not into Pikmin. I'm sorry. And again, Advance Wars, but that's really all that I know. Outside of that, when's the next Mario game? We usually get a 2D and a 3D Mario, but you know, the 2D Mario was a port, and the 3D Mario was kind of a companion to that with Bowser's Fury, but the original 3D game was Odyssey. We haven't had anything since. Yeah. Now, there could still be surprises, like I said. Very easily, there could be a surprise that comes out, and they blow us away, and they do another, you know, great year of game releases. But just based upon the history of what I'm seeing so far, and what I'm hearing, or not hearing really, but just what I'm seeing from various YouTube videos and different outlets and stuff that I'm reading, Nintendo doesn't have anything for the second half of this year. And that could be because they're just stockpiling games to come up with a killer launch for a next-gen console. And I think that'd be cool. I'd be okay with it. You know, I've already talked in length before, and I might do it again. I might do another video about what I want to see from a next-gen Switch. I've gone into great lengths about it because there's so many great ideas that they could do. And also some patent information has come out that might be a little bit of a keys to what they might do, but I don't know. But I do think that we are in the last year of the Switch. I mean, I think it's time. Nintendo usually goes 5 to 6 years with their consoles. So we're past that. You know, we've had a long life cycle, a very healthy life cycle. Even though there have been games that have come out that I have no interest in, I still think that, hey, you've had a very healthy third-party lineup. You've had a very healthy first-party lineup. You've had a great lineup of games, a very healthy game selection, which is the good key part of a console. And I just think it's time. Especially if Nintendo wants to keep the Switch name, and they want to keep the Switch name relevant, I think now would be a good time to either show it off this year and say it's coming next year, or show it off by the end of this year and say this is the Switch Plus, this is the new Nintendo Switch, this is the Super Nintendo Switch, this is Switch Pro, Switch 2, whatever you want to call it. I think it's time. And I think that just like before, with Twilight Princess being the last GameCube game, Breath of the Wild being technically the last Wii U game, I think it'd be great to go out with Tears of the Kingdom being the very last Switch game, or at least the major Switch game, outside of maybe some sports games, some third-party stuff, like most consoles do. But what do you guys think? I don't want to take up too much more time on this video. Love to hear what you have to say, one way or the other. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.